Yes, but you don't believe in the evolution. People either accept evolution as scientific fact, just like they accept that the Earth is round, transistors use tunneling effect, and Richard Lionheart was a king of England. Or they don't. And then they either have a belief in the existence of God, which evades a proof with scientific methods, or have not. Now Catholic Church accepts theory of evolution as a whole as correctly describing the development of human body. This view is not coerced. The Holy See learned the hard way not to press people, but it is nevertheless encouraged. This excludes neither the belief in immortal soul, nor in God as the creator of the universe who acts in mysterious way, Big Bang and abiogenesis, for example. 1. In Orthodox Christians, there is no unity. Speaking, for instance, of Russian Orthodox Church, some blatantly deny any possibility for evolution. Curiously enough, they are mostly influenced by him. Seraphim Eugen Dennis Rose, too, who eventually converted to Orthodoxy from American evangelic Christians. Some, on the other hand, favor the view of F.T. Alexanderman, 3, who didn't even consider human body to be the image of God, but rather held the position that God eventually endowed the most capable species with his metaphysical image, like love, compassion, etc. Thing is, believing in God has nothing to do with literal interpretation of the Bible, any part of it, not only Genesis chapter 1. This may be considered as a prerequisite in your particular branch of Christianity, but it is by far not universal. Do some people claim to believe in evolution and God at the same time? Yes. Not all theists are in denial. It takes some dedication to ignore the obvious facts of evolution. God demands a level of belief and faith in second-hand accounts presented by other people, in writing. Evolution does not require belief, as it presents itself directly to our perceptions and rational understanding. Even if we can't watch or fully understand how living things have evolved, we can at least study the clear facts of anatomy, comparative biology and paleontology, if we are interested, in a direct hands-on way, and once we learn the fundamentals, the inevitability of evolution all falls into place, with no need for faith or belief. I would venture to say that the overwhelming majority of religious people are perfectly accepting of the facts of evolution as demonstrated over the last 2 centuries by science. They find no conflict between the observable facts of life and the way they conceptualize their God. In the Bahá'í Faith, a monotheistic religion, i.e., believing in the oneness of God, there is recognition of the oneness of God. Baha'is also recognize evolution. Abdul-Baha, where he says that man's existence on the earth has developed over a long time. The philosophers of the Orient in reply to those of the Western world say, let us suppose that the human anatomy was primordially different from its present form, that it was gradually transformed from one stage to another until it attained its present likeness, that at one time it was similar to a fish, later an invertebrate and finally human. This anatomical evolution or progression does not alter or affect the statement that the development of man was always human in type and biological in progression. For the human embryo when examined microscopically is at first a mere germ or worm. Gradually as it develops it shows certain divisions. Rudiments of hands and feet appear, that is to say, an upper and a lower part are distinguishable. Afterward it undergoes certain distinct changes until it reaches its actual human form and is born into this world. But at all times, even when the embryo resembled a worm, it was human in potentiality and character, not animal. The forms assumed by the human embryo in its successive changes do not prove that it is animal in its essential character. Throughout this progression there has been a transference of type, a conservation of species or kind. Realizing this, we may acknowledge the fact that at one time man was an inmate of the sea, at another period an invertebrate, then a vertebrate and finally a human being standing erect. Therefore, in the protoplasm, man is man. Conservation of species demands it.